Knowing what you know now, Danny, if you faced the same situation again, would you do it again?
Yeah, totally. I would not be able to live with myself if I didn't do anything in that situation and someone got hurt. I would feel guilty for the rest of my life.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Wow. Daniel Penny. If you think that this is over, this is actually not over. But before we get into it, don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, hit the notification bell so that you are always alerted of new content. Now let's get into it. So we know that Daniel Penny, the man that performed a chokehold on Jordan Neely, and Jordan Neely later passed, and Daniel Penny was actually acquitted on Monday of negligent homicide. Now, the fact is that there are things that Daniel Penny still has to go through, and it's just still not over for him. You have Jordan Neely's father who wants to sue Daniel Penny. Yes, the same father who seemingly, don't know how much involved he was in his child's life, but who seemingly was not very involved in his life, but now has come forth and is trying to sue. Yes, he is. But Daniel Penny is not taking this lying down. And I'm going to show you clips of an interview he had with Judge Janine of Fox, and something else that really shows what Daniel Penny is all about.
Yeah, we've got another clip from Fox Nation and Judge Janine's exclusive interview with Daniel Penny, the Marine vet, revealing what he would say to the jury who cleared him in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely.
A jury of your peers, Danny, felt unanimously, beyond a reasonable doubt, that you committed no wrongdoing. What would you say to them?
I'd like to give them a hug. I'd like to thank them. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it takes a lot of courage, especially in this climate in New York City, to stick up for me.
Yeah, Penny also answering a big question that's on the mind of a lot of people.
Will you take the subway again?
Yeah, and I have been. I believe in New York. I love New York.
Knowing what you know now, Danny, if you faced the same situation again, would you do it again?
Yeah, totally. I would not be able to live with myself if I didn't do anything in that situation and someone got hurt. I would feel guilty for the rest of my life.
Yeah, meanwhile, the crazies on the left are ratcheting up the hate and division over this verdict. Outgoing squad member Rep. Jamal Bowman, famous for pulling a fire alarm, posted on X, "Dear white people, I don't know why I feel the need to keep talking to you. I don't know why part of me still has hope for you and for us. Some of you are too far gone, but maybe enough of you aren't and will join us in fighting to end white supremacy."
Okay, Jamal Bowman. This was the nut that pulled the fire alarm, okay, while they were voting on the bill. This was that nut. This was the nut in the Bronx, throwing around F-bombs and throwing things and acting a fool, as we say in Georgia. Acting a fool, cutting up. That's what he was doing. And he has the nerve to say, some of y'all are too far gone. I don't even know why I keep talking to you. I mean, he's a Democrat, okay? Notice that the Democrats focus on race. And I want to know, and somebody could tell me, and I think I know, but I'm not going to say it on this video, because BLM, I'm pretty sure, got something to do with some Democrat donor, and I already know the name of that person. Because I thought about it, I said, you know, the Democrats love chaos. They love stoking the flames of racism. It would not surprise me that they were behind that BLM mess. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying they are, but I think they are. You know, I'm just saying it would not surprise me because they are known for stoking the flames of racism. You know, they're very accusatory when it comes to that, and they throw the R word around like routinely, like it is nothing. And you got to stick around because I got to show you what's going on with Daniel Penny. Oh, he He's something else. I got to show you that. But let's just finish this clip right here.
And the BLM leader who vowed riots if Penny was cleared, yeah, well, she's flying into a rage about race. Watch this.
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. He was hungry. He was mentally ill. He had a muffin in his pocket. What about a white man during cross-examination who said that he was afraid of Daniel Penny, the one who poured water onto his head and said that he was afraid? He was a white man.
Yeah, okay. So, and
what about the Latino man who was holding his arms?
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are.
Judge, I need to go to you first. What did you take from Daniel Penny's reflection about the courage of the jury, and he'd do it again?
You know, it's interesting because Danny said that he wasn't a political person. He says it in the interview. He says it's not something that I normally follow. But he was savvy enough to understand, in spite of that it not only took courage for this jury to do what they did, because he knew that this was a political, like a pipe bomb. They were trying to make it about race, and he recognized the courage, and he said he wanted to hug them. And I got to tell you, you know, there were camera guys in there, and there were a lot of people in there, floor people, and guys cheered up when he said that he wanted to hug them. He is as honest, as believable, and as credible as anyone I have ever met. And, you know, he was beaten by the system, and he talked about the system. He said, you know, the system isn't serving us the way it's supposed to be, which I thought was a lot coming from him as well. But he had the, and I said this yesterday, the stoicism of, you know, someone who could be stoic with all this chaos around him, but he also had the courage of a lion, that he knew that was deadly physical force. And I just want to say one thing to these bozo idiots.
Yeah.
Number one, it's not about evil white supremacy. The truth is that Jordan Neely, an African-American, a black man, was on a list of the most needy, mentally ill, homeless people in New York City, most resistant to help, a list of 50 out of 8 million people. Where are all these do-gooders trying to help him get off that list? Where was his family trying to help him get off that list? And Jamal Bowman, part of the reason that you lost is because you didn't do anything for your own constituency. He could have done something. You know, there's a homeless minority that is terrifying people in New York City. And, you know, this guy, Jordan Neely, was jacked up on K2. It took 3 men to hold him down, a black man and a Hispanic man. It took a black and a Hispanic and an Asian to convict him. There were blacks and Hispanics on that car. Stop making this about race. If you're too stupid to understand the justification law in New York, keep your mouth shut.
I think we understand that, because I did read that law very briefly, that it is not against the law for you to use deadly force in the defense of yourself or someone else. And the fact that Jordan Neely was saying what he said, and I'm not going to keep repeating that because you guys know about the case, lends itself to that. But what I want to get to, what I really want to get to, okay, first of all, let me just say something about BLM declaring riots if you know, Daniel Penny is acquitted. I don't know if they're doing the riots or not, but what does that actually prove? What does it actually do? Okay, these, again, BLM, it wouldn't surprise me if the Democrats had their hand in that organization. It would not surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me. You know why? Because that's all they do, is they know how to tear stuff up. They cause chaos. They wreck things. That's what demons do. They love division. They love stoking the flames of racial division. They do the divide and conquer. That is what they do. So what is rioting going to do? You should be doing something helpful for your community instead of spewing out rage and hatred and saying you're going to have some riots. Because what does it actually do anyway? Y'all know how I feel about BLM. They took in all that money from all those different people, donated to them, and all they did was buy themselves large mansions. BLM, buy large mansions. They enriched themselves, and no money went to those communities. So you guys suck, okay? You stink out loud. You just messed up. This is not how you supposedly care about Black lives. If you care about Black lives, y'all should do something about the mentally ill. You should do something about getting people off the street. You should do something other than race bait, because that's all you know how to do. You just messed up. You don't care about Black lives. The only Black lives y'all care about at Black Lives Matter are the ones, your Black lives. That's it. That's all you care about. You don't care about us. You don't care about these Black babies being aborted. You don't care. You don't care. So stop acting like you do. You just got a name. That doesn't mean anything. The name means nothing. All right? Okay, I've had my rant. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Don't forget to smash the like. Really helps the video go out. I want to show you that Daniel Penny is really considering something huge right now. Watch. Here it states Daniel Penny and his lawyers have announced they are considering suing corrupt Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg for malicious prosecution. Bragg was also caught colluding with the medical examiner during the trial. Sue him into the Stone Age, Daniel.
So we saw you yesterday. We were running the video of you and Danny and another attorney at the Stone Street Tavern after his acquittal. I know you've got the attorney-client privilege, but tell us what you guys were talking about. I mean, is there one thing that he said to you that you thought, wow, that's cool?
Well, the relief he felt, and that other attorney, by the way, is Thomas Kniff, partner Razor Kniff. And, Danny, for us, it became more than just a case, right? So we're trying to take care of Danny and make sure that he's treated fairly in a system that was geared to prosecute him maliciously in a manner in which was not supported by the evidence. And there was other motivations at play here. So Danny saying that he's relieved, that was the best thing that I could ever hear, because the amount of stress that he's been under for the past year and a half has been tremendous.
Stephen, you're correct. It was a malicious prosecution. But I got to ask you about this lawsuit that y'all may go against him with, because at one point, when they tried to get some consolation charge against Daniel, the jury struck it down. But the judge agreed with you that it wasn't really the right process to go by, but still allowed it to happen.
Yeah, well, he did. I mean, he actually made sure it happened. So for whatever reason, so I can't get into the mind of the judge, right? But what I do know is that it was based on the application of the district attorney's office. And just like Danny said in his interview, it was like they wanted to try and get him on something. They knew they weren't going to be able to get him, so they had to get rid of that top count in order to get to that second count, just in the hopes that maybe they could pull out a win here. And they were unsuccessful, thank God.
Yeah. I think the difficult thing for me, I think about his family. I'm a mom. I think about his mom, his sisters. So this happens. He's acquitted. He's free. But now there's other lawsuits. The one from Jordan Neely's father, who suddenly appeared out of the woodwork. But you're now you're contemplating this malicious prosecution. How does this work? Who exactly are you going? Is this against Alvin Bragg? Who does this actually go against?
Well, it goes against Alvin Bragg for the way in which he handled this case and the ethical lines that were blurred. The medical examiner's office, Chief Graham, for his involvement in this case. I mean, the record was made fairly clear as to the extent of his involvement in what occurred here. He was appointed by Mayor Adams, same political party as Alvin Bragg. There was collusion there. And I mean, the collusion began from the very beginning of this case and all the way through. The district attorney needed the medical examiner and needed the medical examiner to act quickly. And he did just that.
Can you believe that? Alvin Bragg. Oh, you have nothing to brag about. That's for doggone sure. Alvin, I'm telling you, and I got to say it, y'all know I got to say it, because I believe in telling the truth. The Democrats love to do dirty stuff like this. And see, they were colluding. DA Alvin Bragg colluding with the medical examiner's office. So the medical examiner had to say that the death came from pressure from a chokehold. He had to say that. but it still didn't work out. Praise Jesus. See how they do? People who don't look at things on a deeper level, they'll go along with it. See, the medical examiner said this. Well, people collude together. And that is so heinous. How could you go after somebody who was just trying to help? Because you want to stir up this racial strife thing. DA Alvin Bragg needs to be gone somewhere. That's the one that said Donald Trump got 34 counts. Oh, yeah, from something in a ledger, saying that he did all this stuff. All of that was a collusion. That wasn't real. That was a hoax. See, I'm so tired of Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, and Fonnie Willis. I'm tired of those three. Those are the three stooges. Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's what they are. I'm going to call y'all that. Alvin and the Chipmunks. And you got nothing to brag about because y'all are so freaking corrupt. And the fact that you put this man through this to try and get something on him, and it still didn't work. The way this was handled, according to Daniel Penny's lawyer, and you know what? Based on what I know about Alvin Bragg, hey, I'm prone to believe Daniel Penny's lawyer because of what I know of Alvin Bragg. I'm telling you what I've read. I've seen how he handled this case with Trump. I'm seeing how he's done this, colluding with the medical examiner's office. Are we serious? Seriously? That is so messed up. Manhattan, y'all need to overhaul. New York City, y'all need to overhaul. It's corrupt business running there. And now this man, Daniel Penny, is receiving death threats. And as you know, Jordan Neely's father wants to sue Daniel Penny. And then BLM with the riots. Let the man live in peace. Y'all are demons. Y'all demons. That's just what I think of you. This demonic system that wants to go after innocent people. But yet the crooked people, you call them good. And the good guys, you call crooked. That's messed up. I don't know what's going to happen if they're going to actually go through with this. But it said that they are considering Daniel Penny considering going after Alvin Bragg for the way it was handled in this case, because it was a malicious prosecution. He wanted to get something out of it and it didn't work. Thank God. And I'm praying for Daniel Penny's life. I am. Him and his family. He doesn't deserve all this headache. He needs to go on with his life. In any event, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, the United States of America, and march on, warriors.